is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Hope is a waking dream. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. Without friends, no one would want to live, even if he had all other goods. A friend to all is a friend to none. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Wise men speak when they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Through discipline comes freedom. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. Time crumbles things. Everything grows old under the power of time, and is forgotten through the lapse of time. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The measure of a man is what he does with power. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. There are 3 classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. You should not honor men more than truth. A house that has a library in it has a soul. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed, by the masses. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. A hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. No one is free who has not obtained the empire of himself. No man is free who cannot command himself. Educate the children, and it won't be necessary to punish the men. A man is never as big as when he is on his knees to help a child. No man is free who cannot control himself. Choose rather to be strong of soul than strong of body. Most men and women, by birth or nature, lack the means to advance in wealth or power, but all have the ability to advance in knowledge. As soon as laws are necessary for men, they are no longer fit for freedom. Practice justice in word and deed, and do not get in the habit of acting thoughtlessly about anything. You should make great things, not promising great things. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The unexamined life is not worth living. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. To find yourself, think for yourself. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Let him who would move the world first move himself. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our separate ways, I to die, and you to live. Which of these two is better, only God knows. Do not do to others what angers you if done to you by others. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. The hottest love has the coldest end. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. If you want to be a good saddler, saddle the worst horse, for if you can tame one, you can tame all. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Of all the means to ensure happiness throughout the whole life, by far the most important is the acquisition of friends. Death does not concern us, because as long as we exist, death is not here, and when it does come, we no longer exist. The wealth required by nature is limited and is easy to procure, but the wealth required by vain ideals extends to infinity. You don't develop courage by being happy in your relationships every day. You develop it by surviving difficult times and challenging adversity. If God listened to the prayers of men, all humankind would quickly perish, since they constantly pray for many evils to befall one another. He who has peace of mind disturbs neither himself nor another. Be moderate in order to taste the joys of life in abundance. The time when you should most of all withdraw into yourself is when you are forced to be in a crowd. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. Nothing is more hostile to a firm grasp on knowledge than self-deception. Steel your sensibilities so that life shall hurt you as little as possible. Fate is the endless chain of causation, whereby things are, the reason or formula by which the world goes on. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore, death is not evil. Blushing is the color of virtue. The insult dishonors the one who infers it, not the one who receives it. Of what use is a philosopher who doesn't hurt anybody's feelings? People who talk well, but do nothing are like musical instruments. The sound is all they have to offer. The most beautiful thing in the world is freedom of speech. Everywhere man blames nature and fate, yet his fate is mostly but the echo of his character and passion, his mistakes and his weaknesses. Nothing exists except atoms and empty space. Everything else is opinion. Happiness resides not in possessions, and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. Good means not merely not to do wrong, but rather not to desire to do wrong. Do not trust all men, but trust men of worth. The former course is silly, the latter a mark of prudence. It is greed to do all the talking, but not to want to listen at all. No power and no treasure can outweigh the extension of our knowledge. No one regards the things before his feet, but views with care the regions of the sky. To a wise man, the whole earth is open, because the country of a virtuous soul is the entire universe.